It's Madden NFL 22, and we've got a duel in the Lone Star State. It's the Colts and the Texans on Thursday night primetime.
On a muggy night here in Houston, Texas, it's a perfect 72 degrees inside NRG Stadium. The scene from a few moments ago, this crowd enthusiastically cheering on their Texans as they emerge from the locker room. And we're just about ready for football as the Texans get set to match up with the Indianapolis Colts. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talked about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. No run back here on the opening kickoff as we'll start at the 25. Out comes Deshaun Watson, ready to captain the ship here for this Houston offense.
And they are in rhythm on offense because of him. I mean, right now he's got everything going the way he wants to, finding the receivers the way he wants to, looking over defenses. No interceptions is the number I lock in on. Before a touchdown pass isn't so bad either.
Yeah, what a game he had last week. They'll run. This is Darrell Henderson. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
On second down, back to Henderson. Even with that broken tackle, can't go very far. Stop short of the 30. 4 yards on the pickup there as they get it back to a more manageable 3rd and 7. Back to throw, Watson. Open man is Henderson. That's complete. And he is going to have a Texans first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Charles, Thursday night game. I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. And you know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys coming off of the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys that have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
On 2nd and 12, Watson. Looking left sideline, incomplete.
Well, to me, there was no question about the intent there, and I think he was a little fortunate that the penalty flag didn't come out for grounding. But he'll get away with it and get another shot on 3rd down.
Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. Into a sea of defenders and intercepted. Picked up by Gary and Conley. And the Colts are going to get the football here as they force the INT on the game's opening drive. So the Colts now coming out for their opening drive. And out will come the leader of this offense, and that, of course, is their signal caller.
And he's been playing at an elite level here in this early half of the season. Tops in the league in touchdown passes at this point. This is definitely a wide-open offense, so we'll see if he can keep a string of good games going right here.
They'll run. This is Jonathan Taylor. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40. The numbers for him from a week ago: 20 carries, 128 yards, and a touchdown.
And now that he's playing a Thursday night game, short week, you know he spent a lot of time in the trainer's room in the cold tub trying to get his legs back for this game.
Second down, another run with Taylor. And a good swung to the football defensively as they get him down at about the 40. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. On third down, he'll drop to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free. And it brings up fourth down. Fourth down, and on is Ty Long to punt. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. And there's a work of art right there. Out of bounds at the 2-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. Coming up on 2nd and 7. A shotgun snap for Watson. That'll be swung out wide here for Henderson. And he'll be out of bounds up past the 10-yard line. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. 3rd and 2, Watson. And this is going to be incomplete.
That looks like it's going to be 2 empty possessions now to start this football game. I think they're going to have to sit down and talk about what worked for them last week in their win. Sometimes you over-game plan, overthink things. Get back to what works.
And now the punter, Tress Way, as he sends this one away. Fair catch called for and taken right near the 30-yard line. That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. Second drive coming up here for the Indianapolis Colts. As mentioned, this one of the hottest teams in the NFL, riding that winning streak into this one, but now playing here on Thursday night. Do you think that this helps or hurts their momentum?
Well, ordinarily, I'd say it hurts the momentum because now you get that short week. But when a team's playing as well as they are, it actually allows them to down focus and only worry about themselves and less about their opponent. So when you're playing well, you just worry about the things you're doing well and let the opponent deal with that.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. He'll look to throw. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. So the completion good for 7 there. And that's going to make it 3rd down and less than a yard. They'll try and run for the first with Taylor.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 43. Now back to throw. That is caught. Michael Pittman with it. And he's going to get this inside the 30.
I like that one, partner. They go back-to-back with excellent gains. And really, it shouldn't be a surprise who they were throwing the ball to. He's their best guy.
Yeah, we knew that they would get him involved early. They're doubling down on getting him involved early.
Don't be surprised they'll come right back to him again. They haven't shown the propensity to be able to stop him. He's certainly done a nice job spreading the field on this drive. And here he finds his big tight end for good yardage. And that's what you have to do. Keep defenses guessing about where you're going to go with the football.
The broken tackle could not free him as he's brought down at the 10-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. Now we give to Taylor. And finding room to work, he's down to the 2-yard line. That was the 8th play of the drive, so a somewhat fitting pickup of 8 yards. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Brandon, some of those windows to throw the football that exist when you're between the 20s, they don't exist when you're this close to the goal line. But as a former DB, I liked it closer to the goal line. Tighter windows made it easier to cover people, actually.
The first drive this unit had, they punted. This drive, much more polished, just looking crisper, aren't they, moving the ball?
Maybe the first drive was a little bit of a wake-up call. Probably a little bit angry that they had to punt the ball away.
And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Jonathan Taylor, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Colts are going to take a first-quarter lead. So it was the passing game that got him down here, but closer to the goal line, it's the running game that gets him home.
Certainly appears that they lulled the defense into thinking that the passing game was going to be it the entire drive. Nice change up there going to the running game to get them over the goal line.
On here, Brandon McManus for the point after. And this is good to make it 7-0 Indy. So that one a long 11-play drive. And it was capped off by a Jonathan Taylor touchdown. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. They come off a victory over the weekend, but now the quick turnaround here for this Thursday night game. How does that affect how teams like this approach these short turnarounds?
Well, wins and losses always factor into, how you're getting ready for the next game. But equally as important when you have the short turnaround, what is your injury situation? Are you losing key guys? And if so, how well have the backups prepared for this? Because you don't have much time to get them ready. They have to be ready before this week in order to play well in this game.
And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. And for the Colts, an extra defensive back in there now on 3rd down. Now Watson. Throw right side, going to be taken in by Henderson. And he is going to have a Texans first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon. And it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
Henderson now on 1st and 10. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. After 7-0 on EA Sports. Ready for the second corner from Houston. It's the Texans in possession of the football. So a step in the wrong direction. Now they'll look to make amends on 2nd and 14. Throwing on 2nd and 14. Watson. They're going for Hamler, but this is intercepted. Picked off by Kenny Moore. And the Colts are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line. You don't see this often. A quarterback of his caliber, 2 first-half interceptions.
It's absolutely surprising because it happens so rarely. You're searching for what reason, what's going on out there. It's not just maybe the defense is playing well. Is his horoscope off? His biorhythms? What is it?
You went horoscope on us, David.
Well, I was thinking maybe REM sleep was off. I'm trying to come up with something.
Anything, right? Looks like he's going to get a couple here on this first down carry, and that'll make it 2nd and 8.
So if you've been playing defense in this one, there's a little bit of the good and some bad because they did give up the touchdown run to him earlier but shut him down otherwise.
Outside of that, you're exactly right. I would say they've contained him very well. Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. And he'll be down deep into Houston territory.
Oftentimes now, offenses aren't nearly as precise as days gone by. They just tell receivers, find an open patch of grass and let the quarterback find you. And that's exactly what they did on that play. First with the pass through the air, nice chunk of yardage there, and then additional pickup with his legs after the catch.
The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's 1st and goal from just inside the 10. They'll drop to throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Paris Campbell with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Colts, they add on to their advantage.
If you didn't know it, it won't surprise you to find out that this team leads the league in scoring. They've been a quick strike team all season long. There's another example. They did it again. This offensive coordinator, right now, you can write his ticket towards being a head coach. He's advanced in the ways of offense.
Now McManus for the extra point. And it's good to make it 14-0. Scoring summary, 3-play drive. And the result for the Colts is a touchdown. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. They haven't been able to get him on track. They haven't been able to get this offense on track. No points so far.
Maybe it's time to start doing a few different things. Throwing the ball a little bit, maybe featuring other people touching it for a while, and then you get a chance to come back to him when things have changed a little bit. They have to make an adjustment.
Still time for him here as we sit in the second quarter. On 2nd down, back to Henderson. He takes this for 3 to the 29.
Some of these play calls, I think they're a little conservative, but you know me, because it's easy to sit up in this booth, right, and make all the calls and think I'm going to be correct. But I would like to see them open things up, because otherwise this defense is going to gang up on the run and shut them down.
That's taken in by Henderson. And he is going to have a Texans first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. On the handoff, Henderson. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 38-yard line.
Now a handoff, Henderson. After getting stuffed on 1st down, not much better there. 2-yard gain.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
Here's Watson. And he'll find Henderson there. It's complete. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. 3 yards, all they could muster there, and it'll bring up 4th down. On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20. So here are the Colts to take over. They're on a 3-game winning streak, and right now looking good in this one as well. A carry by Taylor to start the drive. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28.
He did have the touchdown run earlier, but not a heck of a lot more than that throughout this game.
No, not at all. In fact, I would say that this defense has done as good of a job on him as they have on any runner in recent memory. Now a good job shifting right, finding his target. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. They'll look to throw. The toss here completed to Pittman. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. Here's 2nd and a yard. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. following the pickup of 4. Here's 2nd and 6.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain. Barney sold the go route really well. Thought he was going deep, then curled it back inside for a nice completion.
DBs love when they pump the brakes, don't they?
Yeah, that's really a whole lot of fun. It's almost like you said, listen, if you're going to sell the go, just go, and let's see who's faster.
Toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Escaping the pressure right. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10.
How many times do we hear that 3rd down may be the most important down in football, and there's no better example than what we just saw right there. Forced to scramble, knows where the 1st down marker is, dives for it, and gets it. What a big-time play, putting his body on the line to pick up a key 1st down.
From the 4, it's 2nd and a couple. Back to throw. Now he's got his target. It's caught for a Colts touchdown. Paris Campbell with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season. And the Colts are able to grow their lead. Well, there was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
McManus now for the extra point. And it is now 21-0. A pretty long drive that time. 11 plays all told. And it culminates in an Indianapolis touchdown.
Set to kick off.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. He's been good. They've utilized him well, but they're losing here in the 2nd quarter. What might they change offensively?
I think that what you try and do is expand how you get the ball to him a little bit. Get him out in open space, maybe swing the ball to him. What's that they used to call it in the West Coast offense, the long handoff? Yeah. Serve as your running play that way, as well as continue to feed him the football. Some of these runs now may pop bigger later in the game because of the effects of running it. Sometimes people, after a while, they don't want to tackle him anymore, or they get tired, or they get out of position, or he runs through tackles. Continue to feed him the ball. He's having that kind of game.
Yeah, might they get him the ball in some space in some different ways here. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Watson. Looking middle, and it's incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
To throw is Watson. He's going to float this one deep right side. And that is caught at the 10-yard line. And he'll be taken down, but first he gets deep into Indianapolis territory. The Texans going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. This is 1st and goal and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. Here's Watson. He'll get this underneath to Henderson. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. So we come to halftime here with the visiting Colts taking the lead to the locker room. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
All right, guys, thanks very much. We'll get back with you shortly. But first, let's take a look at what's coming up this weekend around the NFL. In the early window, lots of good matchups to choose from. We'll highlight the game in Detroit A big one for the Lions as they'll get set to tangle with the Minnesota Vikings. More good stuff later in the afternoon, one being in Tennessee, where it'll be the Titans at home in Nashville, taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars. And finally, on Monday Night Football, should be a good one there, between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Kansas City Chiefs. On now to a look at the next-gen stats for the Colts in that first half. And there were a few factors as to why they built this good size advantage, but the rushing numbers were not all that amazing. We'll see if they can pick it up in the second half. Meanwhile, for the Texans, there's a look at what they were able to do throwing the football. And they'll need to get things in gear as they trail here at the break. These two clubs running through their final halftime adjustments. It's just about time to get back at it. And for the call of the second half, we go back out to Houston, H-Town, and Brandon Gaud.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The question to be asked, where does this game go from here as we are back at it now on EA Sports? And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. Out come the Colts. They'll have it first here to start quarter number 3. Now, the first half definitely went their way, and this would seem to be a great opportunity to kind of put this game a little closer out of reach with a score here.
Yeah, and it's a wonderful opportunity for them because if they can add 7 more to their lead before the other guys even see the football, that could be the decisive blow in this game. I think that's how they're eyeing it. That's how they're approaching it.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Nyheim Hines, his first carry. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Maybe a gain of a yard that time, but yeah, from the spot, actually no gain. So 3rd and long. He'll look to throw. That ball caught by Campbell. And they work this well upfield across the 45.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the 3rd quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
And he goes across midfield and down into Houston territory. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. Looking to throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he's taken down inside the 30. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down. Back to throw here. Steps away to his left. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line.
He's starting to fall into the category of not fair because when he's on target throwing the ball, he's dangerous. But when you add in his ability to make plays with his feet, almost impossible.
Yeah, exactly. They've had trouble stopping him in the secondary. This time they've got the great coverage. Oh, he can run too. 43 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. A lot to praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling.
Got a man. It's Pittman, and he holds it in for the Colts touchdown. Michael Pittman, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Colts take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. On those slants, everything happens so quickly. What makes it work?
The timing between the passer and the receiver. In this case, a slant route ordinarily is probably about 3 steps before you go on the slant. In this amount of time, I think it was a 2-step deal. Boom, put his foot in the ground and got inside for the pass.
Got inside for the pass, got inside for the catch and the score. McManus's point after is good, and that makes the score 28-0.
0. Texans, 0. set to kick off.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough because we always talk about it being a team game, and you need all 11 working well together. But every now and then, partner, you need that one guy who can make a play against all odds that maybe can ignite things. And I think that's what they're looking for right now.
Yeah, you talk about going to your playmakers. They probably need to do it.
Find someone that you're used to touching the football that makes big plays and give them that opportunity to maybe wake up everyone else.
But maybe this offense has learned something from watching their counterparts work. I'm wondering if their coaching staff said, let's do what they've been doing the entire game, because that's worked well. This offense, they have not looked particularly good all game long. But a nice throw there for a good game and a first down.
There to stop it was Darius Leonard. Well, thanks for joining us here on a Thursday night in the NFL. Third quarter, 2nd and 10 coming up. Now it's Watson. Got an open man here, and it's K.J. Hamler. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30.
There's a nice pickup right there, and after watching that play, I'm thinking about all the lost opportunities that they've had so far in this game. But right now, just focus on continuing to move the ball the way they did on the last play.
Watson's throw taken in there by Cooks. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 27-yard line.
Off of play action, it's Watson. Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. Kwity Paye. He's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. The Colts D sticking to their assignments, and that brings up 4th.
Chris Boswell on for the field goal. A 53-yard attempt.
And Boswell's kick is good. And that drops a deficit from 28 to 25. I'm kind of surprised by that they kicked the field goal. I guess you get some points, but this deficit 3rd quarter, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't either. Yeah, I'm with you on that one. When you're down that much, kicking a field goal, does it feel a little bit maybe waving the white flag and just want to get out of here? Yeah, I think you got to go ahead and try and get some bigger points on the board.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
Let's take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
And now Indianapolis set to take the field. They've really distanced themselves. They have put the pedal to the metal, I guess, so to speak.
So definitely have them in the rearview mirror, don't they? I mean, you're exactly right. Being able to string together these drives that end up in...
And a loose football. And the Texans scoop it. And they'll take over inside the 45 at the 44-yard line.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
Following the fumble recovery, Watson. The Colts are going to get him. Down he goes. It'll be a loss of 10. And it'll bring up 2nd. Boy, that's tough, Charles. First play of the drive, you're hoping to stay ahead of schedule. You take that huge sack, and now you're facing 2nd and a mile.
And the entire time, you were probably thinking the same thing I was. Either get rid of the ball, safely of course, or go down. The yardage he gave up on that play, that's going to be tough for them to make up.
So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done. Back to throw, Watson. Right side, it's Hamler pulling it in. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. Watson now to throw. That'll be swung out wide here for Henderson. And he's out of bounds as he gets this down to the 45. 5 yards, not enough. And it'll be 4th down. 1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Desperation time. Watson on 4th down. He's letting it fly for Cooks. And now Watson throws another interception. Picked off by Kenny Moore. And the Colts will take over here just shy of the 30.
They'll take over 1st and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
Well, I guess an interception at this point on 4th down is just as bad as an incomplete pass. Either way, the ball goes over to the other side.
Yeah, it's a tough spot to be in this late in the game, and there's not a whole lot he could do there, and he winds up giving the ball away.
They'll run with Taylor to begin the drive. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. 53 yards on the ground for him now as he's done that on 15 carries. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. On the option to give to Taylor here. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. Charles, you said the magic number was probably right around 20 for this defense because they're facing one of the top 5 offenses in the league in terms of points scored. They've had their moments, but this offense just a little too good, isn't it?
They really are, because no matter what you do to make an adjustment on defense, they've had an answer for it.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30.
So in this case, you'd think the defense would be collapsing to the left side of the field, and they forced him to his left. So he just tucked it away and picked up some yardage.
So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory as they're down to the 29-yard line. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10.
Tell you what, partner, the way he's been slinging it in this one, I think he should be ticketed for a baseball cap and a set of headphones for the next drive. He's been absolutely sensational. But one thing we both learned about quarterbacks in this league, they often stay on the field longer than you expect.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Indianapolis. A great effort there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Colts are about to make it 4 straight as they add to this 4th quarter advantage.
You have fun with this one, partner?
I am. I mean, he's been fun to watch under center.
We always talk about, getting to the next level, right? When we see people get into the zone, this guy's in the master class right now. What a performance he's putting on, just carving them up.
4 touchdown passes, carving them up is right. Seems like everything he throws is going to be a completion and going in the end zone. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this 4th quarter. Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10. On the draw, this is Henderson. And they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
The Texans on 3rd down, not quite 50%, 4 for 9. This is 3rd down and 12. He gets it to Cooks. And a good job defensively. They stop him short of the 1st at the 32. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down. They will indeed snap it to Watson. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off at the 39. And the possession is theirs at their own 43-yard line. The utter domination here just continues. This defense, I don't know what more we can say all around about their performance.
Well, it certainly feels in this game
like maybe they're facing a Canadian defense. 12 guys on the field. It feels like there's an extra on every snap because they have really struggled to make headway through the air.
Good starting field position for the Colts as they have it 1st and 10 at their own 43. From the gun, it's Taylor. And give him about 5 as he gets this up to the 48-yard line. 2nd down at 5.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd.
Again, it's Taylor. And this time not as successful as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be 3rd down.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature at the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to swallow up the ball carrier.
Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete.
We got this.
Still throwing the football here, even with the big lead.
Yeah, I know you and I came up in a different era and we think about sportsmanship and all that. Other people think about fantasy points and getting their numbers. That's all they care about right now.
Well, they're going to get about 3 here out of this 1st down run, and that'll bring up 2nd and 7. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
They go to the ground again with Taylor. Down to the 30 after a gain of 3.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
To the right side and into the hands of the tight end, Granson.
Let's go. Let's do this.
And looking to put this game on ice in the 4th quarter, but still not afraid to throw it as they show there.
You want to play the game with confidence, and they have a guy who's in control right now. Their trigger guy, throwing it, they feel just as confident with him doing that as they would if they tried to run the ball and run the clock out.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. They'll set up to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it'll be a 2nd down.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd
And now it's 2nd down, but here's the field goal team out onto the field. From the left hash, a chip shot here. The kick by McManus is good. So after 5 touchdowns offensively, hey, maybe it's time to get the kicker a little work, and he's able to connect there.
I love that empathetic side of you. You're worried about him getting some action, getting to be a part of the game. Well, he got in and got it done.
After splitting the uprights, McManus to kick it away. And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. Houston's offense taking over again. Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. Just too much to handle on the other side in this one. Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete, and they're able to get this one across the 35.
1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Here's a throw over the middle. It's taken in by his tight end. 7 yards the pick up there. 3 yards remain for 2nd down. Now we'll play fake, and it's Watson. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Henderson will try and run for the 1st. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. Defensively, they rally the troops to force 4th down after that 7-yard pickup back on 1st. Charles, when you talk about free safeties, I think one word comes to mind, range. And we saw an example of a rangy free safety right there.
Yeah, and this was just really well done on 3rd down because he doesn't have a lot of time to analyze things. He's got to make a snap decision and go. And his decision there, right on. He rocketed in and made the play.
That's complete. Okuwebuna And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by Darius Leonard, the linebacker. And the Colts are going to take possession here at their own 16-yard line.
CD, this defense, man, at this rate, they're just having fun out there right now.
And normally with this type of a lead, if you're a starter on defense, you're saying, hey, let the other guys play. But with this going on, no one wants to come out of the game. They all want their shot at picking off a pass.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. They give to Taylor out of the gun.
And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20.
Justin Reed, the safety, made the tackle.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with, and throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to, and it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
So this one winds up an Indianapolis victory, and it was their defense that led the way, allowing just 3 points, that lone field goal in the entire second half.
And remember the old adage, offense sells tickets. Defense does what?
Wins championships.
And in this game, maybe a championship wasn't won, but a game was by the defense, right? Held them to just a field goal. That's a heck of a job. I mean, when they went out there with that determination and a pretty good game plan, pretty good idea what they wanted to accomplish, just love the execution, love the tenacity, love the way they finished.
So for Indianapolis, they boost their record up to a strong 4-1, and they'll get a few extra days to get